Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, just count down whenever you're ready.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Spyro the Dragon. My name is ChrisLBC, and Katie Lady will be on mic to help me out with some comments. Yeah, we'll be doing 120% today, so we're gonna get everything in the game that counts towards percentage.
Yep, full percentage. And the reason it's 120 is because there's a bonus level later that unlocks once you get 100%, so there's no point in not doing that level.
120.
Nestor the dragon.
Yeah, it's the only dragon in the game you can't skip.
He says, that's all I can tell you.
Yeah. So I basically just unlocked what most people wouldn't know is a level. You just step on all the stones and unlock Sunny Flight, which is first flight level in the game.
Flight levels are pretty much the only different levels in the game. All of it's platforming, and then it's broken up into these flight levels to collect some gems.
Alright, not bad. So approaching this tunnel, I actually stuck on the right side. Might look like I'm not being a speedrunner, but that actually makes it so the plane is in the right spot right before that arch.
But Chris, you gotta keep those straight lines. Yeah, the planes in this level work really bizarre. You basically, they only move when you look at them or if you're close enough to them. So you can kind of manipulate them to be in the right spot, like a spot that would be better for you by just not looking at them for a moment, which is what you do there.
Also, at the end of each flight level, Spyro's supposed to do a little animation where he flies up and admires the fact that he completed the level.
Victory dance.
Yeah, but we can actually just have him crash into something when we get the last object, and that makes it so
Yata.
Does it actually happen in flight levels too?
No, he doesn't say. Oh, maybe
Okay.
he doesn't, Jay. Yata.
Yeah, never played the Japanese version of this game. It is terrible.
Or play it because it's terrible. Your choice.
Alright, so
Yeah.
now we're back to some actual platforming.
Actual platforming. There's a out of bounds trick here, which only the top runners do, because it's pretty tricky. You basically just like manipulate like this movement and jump and Chris is gonna.
Yeah. I ain't got time to waste doing easy strats. I appear to be dropping frames, I think.
I think so. First try too, nice.
Yeah, we got it. Hopefully it doesn't drop too many frames. Anyways. So hopefully I did this level right. No, never mind. Never say anything. You want to basically be on the cycle where this guy is just right at the end of the tunnel and you can kill him immediately, but sorry.
If he turns around and sees you, he definitely wants to bop you with his belly before he lets you pass, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I got a quick pass there. If I have the time, I'll try to lower the bitrate, but I'll have to restart the stream, so I could just stop the screen share, but that was Dark Hollow. Basically, the point of 120% is we're collecting all of the gems, and all of the dragons need to be... And in this level, we'll actually see one of the egg thieves. We also need to get all of those. And that's everything that'll be counted towards percentage in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the first level where we're gonna see that thief. I think there's 12 total egg thieves in the game. There's thieves later on, but they only have like gems or keys. Which we'll also need.
So that fountain is really weird. There's like a little mechanic in this game that makes Spyro roll, but there's certain surfaces when he does that rolling animation that if you just hold jump, he can jump while rolling. So it kind of looked weird, but it's pretty neat because you can get from the fountain up to this area. Also, that didn't stand a chance.
Rip Egg Thief 2017.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you think those things are like damn near impossible to get, and then when you're in a speed run, they just don't even have a chance. Doesn't need the stream to restart. Okay, I'll lower the bitrate. I'm using OBS Studio, assuming OBS Studio is the same. Blech. Because I'm screen sharing with you, Katie. My upload. In between levels. That's another thing about this game, there's zero downtime.
A very small amount when you rescue a dragon or leave a level. Though you don't have to split, so that's a positive.
Alright, so that's Stone Hill. I will attempt. I'll be entering a level soon, so I'll be able to make the change. Hopefully that'll be lowered enough. Let's hope it stabilizes. You don't hear anything.
Caught. You got caught.
Yeah, I actually use a foot pedal, so it's pretty easy to tell. Freaking Yeti picking up everything. Alright. Oh, one quick thing to note is that you can't really notice, but like when you charge jump into a portal, you actually enter the level faster than just charging into it.
Yeah, the camera needs to like basically follow you and touch the portal before it starts loading, and when you charge jump, I think it just inches it a little bit closer.
Yeah, it like zooms in on Spyro's butt a little bit every time you charge jump.
Oh yeah. What is the world record for this? I'm bad. 123.37, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
my SSBM stuff.
And Chris has a 123.52?
Yeah.
Okay. I should know these things. Apparently I do, I just needed to question my knowledge.
So, also what I did on that egg thief, who didn't stand a chance by the way, you can do like a flame charge jump, and as long as you're in the air when you kill the thief, you actually keep going forward. So it essentially like skips the animation where Spyro has to stop.
Yeah, normally when you just flame a thief, Spyro will stop and he'll like stare at the egg and watch it like rotate into his body mass to be collected, but you can just skip through that.
Into his body mass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where else he would keep any of the things that he
Yeah,
collects.
he just absorbs everything. Alright.
And now for another little out of bounds trick with a nice wall glide.
Okay, good.
In order to get into that level normally, Toasty, you have to complete a level and exit out of the return home portals. And that's just not fast, so...
Yeah, the way we
you
used
just
to
enter
do
it
it...
from the back.
Yeah, we used to exit Dark Hollow through the return home portal, so it wasn't a big deal if you like missed it or anything, or didn't go for it at all, but now with the out of bounds and Dark Hollow we don't do that, so it's one of those things I just have to go for it until I get it, so I got it first try. Easy peasy, right?
Easy peasy.
Also, I just made a dog commit suicide. Sorry, doggos. Basically, when the dog jumps off the edge, as I, like, jumped over the void, he kind of just followed me in, and the gem automatically homes in.
Thank you.
Apparently the dog just, literally just... The instant he goes over the void, he just dies. I don't know. We never witness it happen, because it's always, like, off-screen. So at least we don't have to see that happen. Poor doggo. He died for the greater good of speedrunning. But there's some mean doggos, man.
Yeah, they are pretty mean. That was technically a boss fight, too. This game has probably some of the most casual boss battles in any game ever. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
But
that's probably right.
they're definitely not required. They're required if you want to like complete the game, of course, but you can definitely go through the game without going into those levels at all and you'd still be fine.
Yeah, in any percent, we actually skip Toasty entirely because he has 100 gems in the level, and that's just not efficient.
Sorry, Toasty friend.
Yeah. And each boss, other than Nasty Narc, takes 3 hits to beat. I guess Metalhead as well is 2 hits, but usually it's like 3 hits and like usually little animations between the hits, and I don't know, they're just trying to be fancy. But the boss themselves are like a cakewalk. Yeah.
They're larger. They're larger than other enemies, but
Yeah.
as far as their toughness value, definitely did not increase.
So yeah, second flight level here, Night Flight. Where the...
Oh, this one's definitely the easiest one because there's nothing that moves. Like, no obstacles that you need to collect that move, like the planes in the previous one. It was intended to be the first flight level, but we already knew the secret for the first flight that we did, so...
And you might not notice, but there's like signs telling you where to go. There's like arrows. If you follow those signs, you're supposed to have like only a few seconds to complete the flight left. But yeah, very inefficient.
Know the ways.
The tough part of the level is kind of just dipping down there and then getting that turn. Other than that, it's kind of like a cakewalk.
Is everything a cakewalk?
No.
Okay.
No, it isn't. I make this game look a lot easier than it actually is. Spyro does not want to control the way you want him to. He's very drifty and not cooperative.
I actually disagree with that a lot. I think in comparison to the later Spyro the Dragon games, like this one's the most nimble and easy to maneuver.
But when you first start off in the game, it's select button. Thank you for being a thing on my controller. But... By the way, the select button opens the inventory. I just wanted to check on my progress, it's fine. Also, yeah, this is the first instance of me losing sparks. Basically, we have a dragonfly that follows us around, and if he gets hit 3 times, he just decides to vanish into thin air, and then you're stuck. Fending for yourself, because he's the person that collects all the gems for you. I am gonna remove my select button from my controller, I swear to God.
Yeah, Sparks is just your companion. He's the one who picks up all the gems. He also acts as your health. Like, the different colors suggest what your health is. If he's glowing like bright yellow, then you have full health. If he's blue, you've got a couple more hits left. If he's green, you got 1 hit left. And then after you hit green, then Sparks disappears entirely, and he stops helping you collect gems. So it's pretty important to have him at most times. Though he will sacrifice his health for speed a few times.
He stops helping because he's dead. Yeah, pretty much. We don't treat Sparks very well. Sometimes we'll avoid fodder because, like, he has to fly around eating a butterfly.
To regain his health.
Yeah. And yeah, that's how you regain health. Like, I killed these little lizard things, or what are they? I don't even know what they are because the fodder in this game is weird, but...
In this level?
In the home world. Yeah, they were jackrabbits.
They're lizards. Jackrabbits, same thing. I think this level is probably one of the best ones that showcases like all of the different types of chests that there are in this game. This game has a much larger variety than like the other Spyros. There's like the basic like flame chest, which you can charge or flame. There's the metal chests, which you can just charge through. Fan chests, which you have to flame 3 times to open. And then there's the spring chests where you flame them and you have to collect the gem off the top. And then what Chris just got there is a fireworks chest, which you have to wait for it to explode. And then there's the key chest as well, which you need the key to open. I think that pretty much covers all the chests except for the ones that you have to supercharge through, but we haven't encountered supercharges yet, so that'll come later.
Okay. That's Dark Hollow.
Dark Hollow?
Dark Hollow, yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't even know what's wrong with me right now. My brain is a mess. That was Dry Canyon, by the way. This is Cliff Town.
Cliff Town. This level can be very brutal. There's quite a few little tricks in it that can be devastating, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. The first one's right up here. You're not supposed to jump around that building at all. You're supposed to glide from like a high point. And here comes another one where we're gonna wall glide around the building.
Just glide.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, one thing I'm doing every time I want to go for a regular glide, I actually sneak in a little charge input before I do it, because Spyro kind of dips down normally every time you glide, but if you charge, he actually like ignores that animation completely.
Yeah, you just charge at like the very top of your jump for a very short amount of time, just to kind of cancel that dip. But yeah, I guess there's that metal chest right there, which you get with the firework rocket.
But you don't really see it explode or anything.
Mm-hmm.
A slap for good luck. Yeah, these big mamas, they don't hurt you, but they sure are a nuisance when they slap you. Yeah, this area's done in such a weird way because the gems are so scattered. So there's a lot of zigzagging happening. That's just kind of what you gotta do.
Enemy to enemy.
Yeah. Also, you might be wondering like why I charge jump a lot, or charge jump to turn. Basically, charge jumping puts you at max speed immediately. So, if you're standing still and then charge, you'll actually have a little bit of delay before you hit max speed, and charge jumping just avoids that. You can also charge jump to turn slightly faster. It's just a little bit better than just drifting on the ground as Spyro does. Oh, that was a really good pattern.
You actually started going for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's those metal chests again, which I suppose you're hitting with the cannon.
Yeah.
The cannon only shows up in a couple of spots in this game, both in homeworlds. So sayonara, first cannon. And hello, second boss of the game.
Yeah, Dr. Shemp, or as the Japanese called him, Dr. Cool.
Dr. Cool. Really memorable boss from this game because he's really silly. Makes really silly noises.
Also has a really good soundtrack. Another thing about this game, it has great soundtrack, thanks to Stuart Copeland.
Fun fact.
Also, they're mean and just put a random gem on an island.
At least it was a 25 gem though.
Yeah.
Which yeah, I guess it doesn't matter to really explain in 120% where you have to collect them all, but each of the gems has, each gem color has a different value attached to it. And you can see the value by, like, after you collect it, the little number will pop out.
So yeah, this is Shemp. He doesn't even get the chance to really do anything because I just force him to do what I want him to. Except he didn't either. Okay. It's fine. He's got a very weird way of trying to attack you, where he just, like, spins in a circle with this... I don't even know, man. Little stick.
He's too cool for you, that's why you don't know what it is.
It reminds me of Papu Papu from Crash 1.
It does, actually.
He just smacks the ground and then spins in a circle. Also, for these spring chests, just like what I do quickly to get them quickly is I actually jump and then flame. Just do like a little quick jump and flame. It's actually quite a bit faster than like flaming them first, because the gem pops up really high in the air.
Yeah, you basically start jumping before your flame so you can just hit the top of it, hit the gem as it's coming out. Doesn't really matter where your flame hits on it as long as it hits. Yeah, Peacekeepers had a, like, sort of deserty theme, and this level has sort of an icy theme. Kind of goes against the theme a little
But
bit.
it's in the cave.
In the cave. I feel like there's other aspects of the design, like the fact that it kind of looks like a citadel or an armory.
Yeah.
Makes it kind of fit into Peacekeepers because they're like militant.
That would make sense. I never really think about these things because I just speedrun.
Katie, that's nice and all, but that's not a speedrun fact.
Also, if you just hold charge and jump there, we call that magic stairs, and it like looks super tough when you first look at it, and then you're like, oh, he doesn't actually do anything.
I remember when I was learning that trick, I was like, how do you do this so fast? I'm jumping and charging and jumping and charging and jumping and charging. And you're like, no, you just hold, jump, and charge. You just kind of like position yourself in a way where you can just hold both of those buttons and just ride up the stairs. It's amazing. Which is why it's magic.
Also, boom, flame charge. I've done that a few times. You might have seen me like do it on certain enemies, certain boxes, but you can actually get the gem to home in immediately from either an enemy or a box if you flame charge, which is just like a very quick succession of doing flame and then charging. And you have to be like within a certain distance of it, and you have to do it like really fast. And it's fairly tricky in this game.
I personally have to hold my controller in a different way in order for me to push the like circle to square input fast enough.
Yeah, you can't remap the buttons for this game, like most PS1 games at the time, so they're kind of stuck with flame and charge being like on opposite sides. Which also makes it so you can press triangle in the middle of a flame charge.
Or X. Which is my issue. Apparently yours is a triangle.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't need to know what triangle does, but basically it might as well just be a button to kill you.
When you're gliding and you press triangle, you immediately just drop down. In the later games, they changed the triangle to like make you hover so you can actually make gaps, but in this game it's just there to try to kill you. Or you can hold it down when you're standing still, which we'll never do because standing still, lol. But yeah, it just lets you look around.
So yeah, that is Peacekeepers. Off to the third world now. Where the magic happens. Kappa B.
Where the magic is crafted.
Yeah.
Where we craft the magic. I'll stop
That
now.
that dude doesn't like talking to you.
Got
You'll be like right in front of his face, and he's just like, "Dude, I want you to stand over there, okay?"
Get in line like the rest of them.
Whoa, dude, what was that? I like didn't even charge jump there. I kind of just floated over the gap. Not intentional, by the way.
The little, I guess, gimmick in this homeworld is not only the introduction of Supercharge, but that all these little druids that you're seeing, the guys in green, they love to just move the ground and try to prevent you from getting places.
Yeah, what I actually did with those fan chests is they actually release a projectile that hits things, so if you aim it by like flaming in a specific way, you can aim the projectile to hit the druid on the other side, so that's why the wall kind of just came down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any fan chest has this ability to just hit objects or enemies, which is really nice. Nice flare.
So yeah, this level is very cycle-based, and I just made one of the toughest cycles by getting to those stairs on time. And that should be able to set me up for these stairs as well. Nope, never mind, because I pressed the fucking select button. Excuse my language. You know, controller, you're gonna lose a button after this. Never used to have a problem with select button, but I like picked up this controller and it's just like The bane of my existence right now. It's fine though, I only missed those stairs. Not a huge deal.
Very small cycle.
Yeah, nothing too special about this level. It's just like cycles and these massive beasts that seem to never hit you because it takes them like 10 years to do so.
You can hit their corpses after they're dead though, and they have massive hitboxes that you have to avoid.
Yeah.
That seem to revolve around their face.
Beast face. Also, oh my god, hacks. Yeah, that wall doesn't actually exist.
I like to say that this game is actually like really well designed in the fact that they can contain Spyro really well. Like all the walls that you see are pretty much solid for the most part. But then you find little exceptions like that where, oh, you can see the wall, but the wall's just not there.
Happens a lot more in Spyro 2 and 3 because they tried to fit a lot more into the game, so they just took out a lot of the collision to make up for that. But yeah, this game's actually quite solid.
Quite solid. Indeed. Yep, and I brought it up twice, and here it is, the lovely supercharge.
Yay.
The
Also,
chest
this
key's
is
about
key
to hit.
chest.
Okay. You win, you got it. You're supposed to collect a key in this homeworld and take it to that chest, but we just supercharge into it to break it.
Yeah, this level is pretty interesting because it introduces you into an enemy that you actually can't kill unless you get specific power-up. But there's also two ways to kill them. You can actually use the supercharge to kill them. But this level does have fairies that are supposed to kiss you and give you the ability to flame anything, even the most metal of enemies and bosses. But who wants fairies anyways? We don't need
You'll want them later. You might not want to insult them.
Yeah, I
Maybe kiss them later.
Might be needing a little smooch later, but not here.
Cuties. Yeah, you can accomplish everything that you could with the fairies, special kiss, with the supercharge, and obviously supercharge is super fast, so why wouldn't you just do that?
Yeah, speed runs. Yada yada. Supercharge. Wee! Fast. So yeah, that was supposedly a tough segment, but I've done it like thousands of times, so kind of loses its difficulty after that many times. Also, the ground here can randomly just decide that it doesn't want to let you supercharge anymore. Thankfully, that didn't happen. There's like little slopes in the ground that like make Spyro flop.
Gotta love that realistic terrain.
Yeah.
Worth it. There's the druids moving more pieces of whatever they feel like. I don't even know what to
I
call
want to
it.
stay on this island forever. Sometimes I question why certain enemies are doing certain things in this game.
Because they have brains made of gems.
Oh yeah, that's true. I
Which
didn't
was
think of that.
programmed by Nasty Nork. And Nasty Nork decided, you know what, I'm gonna have this guy just move back and forth and go meow, meow, meow. That'll get Spyro.
Perfect.
He'll never pass this.
No, dude.
No!
Why did the select button have to do that to me? I actually missed a gem there, so I have to enter the level again and go all the way back.
Yeah, it was just about to fall on top of your head, so...
It was literally floating right above my face.
I'll take this time to talk about Nasty Nork. We keep mentioning him, and, like, there's a brief opening that kind of explains, like, what's going on in the story and why you have to collect all this stuff, but... basically, the dragon people... they basically just insulted Nasty Nork and called him ugly and stupid and lots of not nice things. And he froze them all in crystal. And he was always making these minions out of gems. And he's our final boss battle.
I'm removing this button from existence.
We can do whatever you want.
But yeah, if anybody doesn't know, like, the mapping of a PS2 controller, the select button is right above the analog stick, and I actually go to hold forward when I do a lot of flame charges, and my thumb slips off the analog stick and touches the select button, and it is very
I think you just
annoying.
need a new analog cap. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's a new one. It's brand new.
You need a more girthy one.
I need no
I have
more
never heard of
select
anyone in
button.
my life just randomly hitting the select button. It's out of control.
I've done it like 16 times this run.
Terrible.
Oh well.
So yeah, in this level, there's like this part that Chris is going on now is like the secret area behind the mountain, and we pretty much do that and get that out of the way first. There's these guys that you're supposed to get from that back way. They're like kind of up on these pedestals, I don't know, platforms. And we get one of them on the way, and then we get one here by doing the little trick.
Yeah. You can kind of trick the game to give you the supercharge by turning around on the supercharge in a specific way. Makes for some neat things, but it's not used in like anywhere else other than haunted towers, but hey, that's a thing that only happens to me, by the way. Basically, if you try to jump from a specific point on that supercharge ramp, which I apparently do all the time, it'll just cut your supercharge midair, and that's kind of what happened. So I wasn't just like deciding to commit suicide there, no, definitely not. It's fine though, whatever. Also, I charge jumped into this supercharge ramp, and that actually gave me a lot more speed, because the higher up you are when you first charge into the ramp, the more speed you get. Little way of tricking the game.
There's a bunch of supercharges, or not supercharges, flame charges right here.
Yeah, this place is full of them. If you could see my face. The frustration. This never used to happen. Anyway, I'll try to get over the fact that I've hit select like 20 times this run.
On to the third flight level. Right?
And yeah, I did a weird thing there. Basically, you kind of turn your camera so that it's not looking at the portal, and when you kind of jump and charge glide into the portal, you can actually have Spyro glide into the dragon in front of Crystal Flight there, and you can actually rescue him while you enter the level. So it's like...
Yeah, we kind of explained this earlier. Like, basically the reason why you want to charge jump into most portals is because the camera's following you, and we want the camera to touch the portal as soon as possible. And you basically just do the opposite of that there.
Yeah,
you
we
basically just keep the camera away, and that keeps Spyro, like, still in the world longer. So, like, he's gonna just glide through that portal, and he's gonna touch the dragon on the other side, which rescues it. But as it's being rescued, we just get loaded into the level, which is pretty sneaky.
Very sneaky. So yeah, as you see, dragon is vanished. Never get to hear Boldar.
Over the dragon.
So this is another level that can be pretty annoying because there's cycles, and I obviously want to catch the earliest cycle, but not very easy.
It's also another boss battle height.
This boss is actually very annoying because he has a weird hitbox. I got bad RNG there. Another thing, like this game has like almost no randomness to it, but gems coming out of like fireworks chests or like certain chests like that, or just falling from enemies as you flame them, they can like fly off ever so slightly further away from where they should be. So like, it's kind of a really annoying form of RNG.
Also, that triggered me to
I
sweat a
thought
little
I was
bit.
dead there, honestly. But we're
I
fine.
think the trick to getting Blowhard every time, like making sure that you hit him, is just to like jump and flame. Just like aim your flame a little bit higher into his face.
Yeah.
It seems to work.
Yeah, that is all of Magicrafters, so halfway there. So the next world is Beastmakers, which used to be such a nice swamp. But yeah, the tone from like Magicrafters to Beastmakers changes so much. It goes from like really bright and vibrant to like very dark, swampy.
Swampy. Like if that's our descriptor. Swampy.
Okay, so I pressed the triangle button there, but it didn't kill me for the first time.
I missed it.
It was right before the zapper, floor zapper. Also,
Oh.
yeah, these guys have amazing jobs. They sit there and they zap the floor over and over for all eternity.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'd want to be these little launcher guys in the middle cannon suits.
Yeah, they
'Cause
listen to
they're
music.
bumping out to music and they're they're just chilling until a
Yeah.
dragon comes along. That is.
I think if you manage to get close enough to them, you can hear their tunes a little bit.
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, floor zappers equals cycles, and can't remember if I did something wrong here. I had one bonk, so I might have missed the cycle. Also, that wall is great for wall gliding, because it almost never cuts your glide. which is something we haven't really encountered, but when you're wall gliding, it's actually very possible for the wall to just cut your glide randomly, because the game doesn't like what you're doing.
I don't think it's random, I think you just
Yeah.
would probably have a poor angle or something.
Yeah,
That
randomly
one's
is not
definitely
the term.
very, very forgiving.
Yeah. You have to, like, go directly into it to get cut.
Really nice cycle up there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All hail
There's more
Lord
to come,
Stelzen.
though.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Listen, you're not still doing Wizard Peak Wall Glide, are you? I hope not. Yeah, rolling is a very, like, rare mechanic to use in this game. But we found some uses for it, which is nice.
Yeah, it's definitely intentional, like, to get those 2 red gems like I did. Actually a fair bit faster than the other way of doing it. So this is a case of invincibility frames. I can bonk into both of those fireworks chests and not take any damage, because
You had
when
already
you-
taken damage.
yeah, every time you take damage, there's a moment where you can be invincible. It's like about 2 seconds long, I believe. 2 or 3 seconds. But one thing that doesn't care about your invincibility frames is water, or acid, or whatever it may be.
This is definitely, like the hardest flight level if you're, doing the route that Chris is gonna do. The route in here is pretty crazy near the end. But you have to catch a good cycle for it.
Oh man. Just wouldn't let me go high enough there. You're supposed to normally end here. What?
Rip.
Uh,
I called it out, it's my fault.
yeah. No, I've been having problems with this. I'm like getting accustomed to this controller, and there's some weirdness to it.
Still good.
Yeah, it's fine. I could have still had it, but I missed that one guy. Oh, that flame charge.
That was really good.
You don't even have to kill that boar because he actually automatically dies when you exit the level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely thought about like what would happen if you just exited a level and didn't move. And there's only one instance that they didn't really find leaving a level where a guy can just hit you to death if you don't move. But right outside Night Flight, which is in Peacekeepers, there's an enemy there that will also just turn into a gem when you come back out, because they don't want you to just be hit over and over by him. And this boar follows that same sort of procedure.
Yeah, because he'd probably wreck everyone.
Yeah, Clifftown is... If you exit Clifftown, then a guy will just come up to you and hit you with a spear repeatedly.
I
It's really
forgot.
not nice.
That was pretty smooth.
Smooth the groove. This is probably one of the more famously difficult levels in the game. enemies are very deadly.
Charging boars, guys with swords that, like, if you miss them at all, they slice you up. And frogs that can lick you from 20 spiral lengths away.
Really long fruit by the foot tongue.
Yeah. Mutant frogs.
Fruit frogs.
Fruit by the frog.
And yeah, I feel like a lot of areas here, they're just kind of like packed with enemies. Oh, don't forget those trees either.
Yeah,
those trees, if you don't keep an eye on them, they can just kind of come up to you and just munch you. Definitely got a lot of scary enemies. But yeah, this next building has even more enemies than we've ever seen in a singular cluster. And we call this place Guantan. There's just so many enemies right here. Ridiculous.
Really good pattern there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really good Misty Bog. It was like a second off my best ever.
Dang.
So yeah, off to my favorite level. If any of you have played this when you were a kid, this is probably one of the levels.
Struggling with. Yeah, this level takes what? Oh. Well, that's why you guess this is why you don't have Windows sounds on. But yeah, this level has a ton of supercharges in it, and supercharges are something that we like to manipulate as much as we can. The game definitely intends you to use like 3 different supercharges to get to one spot, but we're gonna pull it off by just using one supercharge. Intentional death abuse there. And that was just the one supercharge that you're supposed to take like 3 different supercharges for. All you have to do is just like charge jump onto the ramp and then like hit X like when you're basically off the ramp at the end. It gives you a crap ton of height and you can get up there. I'm not the only one on stream, am I? Oh. Okay. You're gonna fix it though, right? Okay. Oh, I missed it. Nice backup. You back up the backup of the backup. That's what happened there. Basically, that's a trick called, we like to call it Stone Knot, because Stone Knot is the guy who found it. But basically, you can supercharge up this little piece of, like, tree trunk. It goes up at an angle. Definitely not supposed to be able to do it, but we do. And it's pretty, like, hard to get because it's really easy to bonk, or it's just really easy to just fly off. Or just not get enough height. All of those things can go wrong. So yeah, that was a really smooth backup. It definitely, he wasn't supposed to die and then, you know, go back around again, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, thanks for pointing out that my mic broke. It was the program I use. Just kind of decided to die. Anyways, I should be back now.
Oh. And yeah, as I was mentioned in chat earlier, this is probably the boss battle, the only boss battle that is going to seem even remotely close to resembling a boss battle. You have to, like, break all of these, like, metal statue things that conduct electricity to the boss. Oh, and then they all crash, then the boss crashes down. But because we're speed smart, we know all these cool patterns that we can take to get to the right patterns. I don't know how to explain it. You'll see. When they turn red, you're not supposed to touch them, and they electrify, and when they're green, you can go ahead and smash them.
Yeah.
And they're on, like, a certain cycle. As long as you don't screw up in a certain section. So yeah, there's the first phase done.
Also, if you fall in that goop right there, you die immediately.
Yeah, there's some goop spots that they programmed really weird. There's some where you touch them and you can just stand on them and they don't hurt you at all, even though they look just like deadly goop. And then there's some that, there's some places in the water you touch and you just die instantaneously instead of, like, being able to jump out. Which I'm pretty sure, like, that was supposed to be reserved for places that were so far away that you can't get back anyway.
Yeah.
But they done goofed right there, that's for sure.
And there's also the opposite. There are some goop piles that aren't even programmed to do anything, so you can stand on them.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I'm dumb. The dum-dum. What you talking about?
Oh, and by the way, there's
Dying.
these goop places where you can just stand on them. In case you didn't know. Thought you guys should know.
Don't mind me. I'm having difficulties.
A lot of technical difficulties.
Oh my god.
Just breathe, it'll be okay.
I fell. Being sabotaged by my select button definitely lights him. Okay.
Alright, that's Beastmaker's done. Say goodbye to the beautiful swamp.
Yeah, and then they kind of change the tone again. We go into this very bright...
Cotton candy.
Yeah. Cotton candy world of dream. Guys go...
Yeah. Because that's what everyone wants to see in their dreams.
I don't know about you, but yeah, totally.
Yeah, oh yeah. Whoa. Woo! Yeah, the guys make pretty funny noises. Nice! Oh!
And then I just...
Yeah, it's fine, you still got the
Yeah.
gem, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
That was a really tight cycle to make there. But you got the gem you needed, that's all that matters. Alright, so in High Caves, we talked about these fairies that kiss you and give you a super flame that can have you destroy everything. Well, we can't reject them here, we gotta accept the kiss. And we're gonna try to get. This level's gonna look really weird. Like we're like just skipping past a bunch of stuff. And that's definitely what's happening, but for good reason. We're going for a fairy that will give you a kiss that lasts forever until you die or leave the level. So it's really important to have this because finding the little fairy locations is a pain in the butt, and just having to go back and forth is just not good for time. So we head there first.
Yeah, so the fairy we're looking for is deep in the castle, in the haunted tower.
It's definitely meant to be like a secret hidden area. And you're supposed to figure it out with like a supercharge, but... Yeah, these supercharges on these night guys are definitely one of the harder ones in the game.
Although that just
And
kind
there's
of
lots
did
of
not
them.
go well. All good.
Any theories as to why your kiss lasts longer? Definitely, like, I think it's supposed to be, like, a really great reward for you finding this spot, because it's supposed to be hidden. So they want to give you, like, a really nice bonus and benefit to having found this area.
Isn't the fairy like a big fairy too? Like a greater
Big?
fairy?
I don't think so. I don't think she looks any different.
Oh. I don't know. I never pay attention. Oh yeah, they're different colors. She's wearing like yellow. The other fairies are wearing like
Different
purple. Yeah.
red or something. But yeah, with the super flame, you can just blow through this level. You can defeat all these knights and just blow up everything. Like this chest.
Yeah, so now we're looping back to the beginning. Oh. There. That was a mistake. Now I have no sparks. Yeah, these flame charges are really tricky. Ugh. Get me out of here. This has been a fairly gong show of a level.
Fairly. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, you got me. It's all good though.
Not sure what you're gonna do here. Okay. Okay.
I tried.
Alright. I was gonna say, like, oh, you don't need sparks because death abuse, but I wasn't sure if you're gonna go for that or not.
I would have definitely wanted more than green sparks if I was going for that though.
Right. Well, you still tried. This level has a really bizarre concept that everything in the light is like small, and once those fools blow the light out, then things get large. And the turtles have the metal attribute, so when they're large and are metal, you can't defeat them. So you have to like make sure that they're in small mode to be able to defeat them. I guess that's not something we talked about either. But like bigger enemies, like usually the larger the enemy, you have to like flame it. You can't charge through it. It's like the general rule. And you want to charge through things that are metal. That's what the dogs look like when they're enormous.
Yeah. Very evil. They are also Cyclops dogs. And then they turn into two-eyed beasts.
They're Cyclops?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah.
They have two little eyes, I swear.
Really?
Debate me. I thought they had two little eyes that were just really close together. they were Cyclops dogs, that'd be so cool. Like, I actually hope you're right.
Yeah, the turtles are supposed to be like evil, like they
They have big teeth
oh yeah, they do.
and red eyes.
They shoot fireballs at you. And one thing that you never want to do is charge jump into a turtle because you will get hit 99% of the time. So like, I'll try to stay on the ground as much as I can when I'm approaching one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even see like an eye white. I think they're just two little dots. With a black dot.
It looks like a cyclops. But yeah, once again, we're killing little doggos. Not very nice of us.
I think the room that you're in right now is somewhat comparable to Guantan with all the enemies in it. It's a really tough area, and it also has not just enemies, it's like stuff to collect as you defeat enemies.
Yeah, that's that level. You have to kind of loop through it because of the firework. And whatever it is, a rocket. Okay.
Some subtly cool things will be happening there. That was a whirlwind skip, and there's going to be another one. It's a little bit more tough. Basically just skipping, having to not only go out of the way for the whirlwind, but just to wait and watch Spyro twirl. And you got it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do two-full strat?
Probably best to practice before implementing strats.
Yeah.
Even as simple as that one.
So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
second cannon that we use in the game.
The laser cannon
Yeah.
of doom. It actually makes the enemies like larger or smaller, sort of like Dark Passage, as we just saw did. And here's the last flight level. Yo, it's Mannequin. And yeah, I wouldn't consider this flight to be the hardest, even though it's last. Definitely a wild flight in terms of what you can do with the route,
Yeah.
what is done in the route.
It's a fairly straightforward one when it comes to what the route is.
Yeah, this route almost feels like it's intended. Maybe not quite to the extent that we do.
I don't know, the demo mode
Collect all-
goes backwards.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think the demo mode beat it though. Demo mode
You kidding me? All
intentionally
those
bad.
loop-de-loops. What? The splits would be sad to see, Imultant. Anyways,
It's a
Lofty
marathon.
Cast.
No splits allowed.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have
Lofty Castle
no
is
lives.
severely tough. Oh, no lives?
That's fine, right?
Yeah, you just
I
gotta be
can
careful
grab
with
an extra
sparks.
life in this level.
Yeah, there's a couple that you can grab, I think.
Got the sparks there. Fodder in this level are little mushroom guys. They're also really annoying.
So yeah, what Chris is doing here is a damage boost. Basically charges into the wall right before he gets hit, and somehow Spyro stores momentum or something. I don't actually know how it works, but it gives you a big boost.
Yeah.
And you can reach that area with the fireworks chest and clear it out, which is nice.
Something
And
about
yeah,
like the damage makes you go up the slope. It's weird.
Yeah, and you have like stored momentum
Mm-hmm.
from bonking or charging and then bonking.
Yeah.
And yeah, it probably looks really weird, the pattern that he's taking in this level, but it's all just to like set up a certain strat that's super fast, because there's a supercharge here. And I think Lofty's pretty open.
That was lame.
Just like layout of the level is open, so.
Well,
Definitely gonna have like a lot of variation in patterns for routes.
yeah, this level has like 5 different routes, I'm pretty sure.
It's ridiculous. When if I haven't played the game in a long time, I come back to this level, I'm like, wait, what route do I do again?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go to the supercharge.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Nice. Really nice. Yeah, in supercharge mode, you can even supercharge through those massive balloon Norks, which the only way you're supposed to defeat them, they have like the metal and large attributes. You're just supposed to pop their balloons like such. But apparently supercharge just works on everything. I don't think they intended anyone to supercharge one of these guys.
Yeah. I think Tuval was the one that found it. Like, we didn't know about this until like, maybe like half a year ago. You can just supercharge through them. Okay. Well, considering I entered that level with 0 lives, I am very happy with leaving the level with 1 life.
And blue sparks. Yeah, you had 0 lives and green sparks. Pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Oh, there's an extra life there. Not very useful though.
Yeah, you actually want to moderate how many lives you have in this to set it for like a small time save later on. And yeah, so this is pretty much Dreamweaver's. We have one more level, which is the boss, which is a crazy looking jack-in-the-box that throws boxes at you. Yeah.
Great boss.
Great boss. It's really great that you can just charge through the boxes too.
Amazing box.
Amazing.
That's his name.
I know. I think this is another level that has just like a slightly weird looking route. But there's like secret areas, and the boss is kind of, I don't know, he's good to get out of the way first and then complete the level later, because when you go into the secret area you don't want to have to turn around and come all the way back and not collect anything. So we're heading to him first.
We have to get the key to get that chest open, so that's why we go around the left side. And yeah, he kind of just like hops from platform to platform. I guess this guy takes like 4 hits to kill. Never really realized that.
He's so easy, it's Hard to
Yeah.
remember.
He's like, he throws boxes at you, but if you just charge, you can break the boxes. And if you just charge, he never actually hits you. He's too slow. Oh, a nice bonk there. That was beautiful.
Didn't hurt.
I'm sure it hurt Spyro's face, though.
He's used to it.
Hey, no triangle button.
So yeah, now we're heading off to the secret area. Those little fools lower the platforms when you flame them, and the one that corresponds with the one he just rose up on is kind of across the way. You wouldn't expect him to coordinate with that platform. So now we're in the super secret area.
They were just hanging out on platforms, living their life. Living large.
And yeah, this secret area is definitely kind of tunnel-like, so it's really good to end the level here and not go all the way back.
Yes, it was alright. Pretty good.
Now we're on to the final homeworld. Nasty's world.
Yeah, this game always seems to fly by.
Pretty sure Nasty's world is supposed to resemble like a junkyard, but it has like these huge metal dragon heads. Which they're basically there. They're very much like an artisan's home. How you had to like complete a level and then exit out of the return home portal. The dragon heads kind of just like stay closed to make sure that you play the levels in the order that they want you to play them in. Which is all fine and dandy.
These guys have amazing jobs of rolling barrels all day.
Or standing on barrels. With a
Yeah.
wrench.
The guys who actually have wrenches on the barrels have like the quickest attack speed in the game. They can absolutely destroy you.
That's true. They can double hit you.
That's bad.
You got this.
Yeah, it's just
There's some little rats in the boat. I'm sure you know.
Yeah. I'm fine, I just get these. And then apparently they didn't decide to eat the
Sparks
butterfly.
didn't eat it fast enough and it was too far away. That's kind of what happened.
Alright. You wanna try to explain that?
Yeah, so there's one of those metal chests there which or supercharge or super flame or something like that. You're basically supposed to use the barrel that Chris just passed right there to do it, but apparently if you stand in a certain spot and charge one of those TNT barrels at the guy, the explosion just kind of extends way further than it's supposed to. I think by standing in a certain position and charging the barrel into a certain position, you can kind of like control that extended explosion, which goes so far it actually kills something on the other side of the wall in this sort of area that he just passed. And it just kind of blew up that box, which is really nice, because then we don't have to go back.
I missed one of the gems from those guys, so I'm gonna go grab it before I forget about it.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool trick. You can kind of like just charge all those guys on top of the barrels, but they're on TNT barrels. If you had to flame the TNT barrels, you kind of have to wait for them all to explode. So it's nice that you can charge down there and just kill them all on top.
Alright. I have 1 life, so I'm gonna go for a proxy here.
Alright. Proxy in this game is basically just getting smushed into an area that's too small, and it just launches Spyro up. Pretty dramatically, actually.
No, he pushed me out of the corner. Kind of want to get stuck between him and the corner and then you get launched up in the air.
But yeah, it usually involves, like, the corpses of enemies. Like, after you defeat them, they stick around for a little bit, they still have a hitbox, all this good stuff. So you just kind of, like, try to put their corpse hitboxes into, like, a tiny space with Spyro in it. It's really difficult, there's not too many instances of this happening. It's used in any percent in QuickTime.
Yeah, good old Big Mama proxy. So yeah, I am managing my lives, so I'm gonna have 0 lives by the end of this level, and for good reason.
Basically, out of the next level, which is the boss level, we're gonna want a game over. And the game over will, instead of like respawning us back into the boss level, we're going to just spawn in the home world. So we just save ourselves from like having to pause and exit, essentially. I think the loading screen is a bit shorter for a game over as well.
The loading?
Yeah. Instead of just like the going home load screen, I think just getting a game over might be quite a bit faster.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong.
probably. Alright.
But Chris, why would you want to game over in the boss level?
I want to be a bad kid. Game over.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so final boss of the game, although not final level.
Yes, there's one more level after this, which is the last dragon head in the homeworld. And yeah, Chris is going to attempt to do probably the hardest trick in this category, would you say?
I guess, yeah.
In 120. It's really nice that it's at the end. Who doesn't want to pull off the hardest trick in the category at the end of a run? But yeah, it's gonna incorporate the proxy stuff that we talked about. It's gonna involve the invincibility frames that we talked about, and out of bounds. They're all gonna combine into one difficult trick.
Yeah, very technical trick. In theory, it doesn't look so tough, or it doesn't seem so tough, but there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, sorry if I'm building up unnecessary pressure. I always feel pressure when I do this trick. Pretty much always.
I've done this trick a lot. Oh, that push.
So good.
Oh, that was so
that was
close.
such a good one. Holy crap.
That was a terrible proxy, dude.
I know you got launched back and like
Yeah.
not up very high. But that was really good. So yeah, essentially the point of doing that whole trick is so you can collect the final gems that you need to complete the level without watching 3 minutes of credits. Because you just die and you cut off the credits, but you still collect all the gems. It's pretty fantastic and saves a ton of time. And now we get to be rewarded for getting 100% of the game by looting Nasty's treasure room.
Yeah. Not only do we flame his butt so he has to go to the hospital, but we steal all of his money.
Wow. Brutal.
Nasty Nork actually makes a comeback in a game called Hero's Tale.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He does, but I like to pretend that he doesn't.
It's Hero's Tale, yeah.
Just like how the boss in the second game, Ripto, just, you know, sank in molten hot lava
And he comes
somehow
back.
reappears and Enter the Dragonfly. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Dude, that slowpoke mode is top notch.
Yeah, all the FFZs are really cute. Look like manatee work to me.
Mm-hmm. Only 3 Spyro games exist. Alright, let's see if I can get this. Probably not, no. I turned in too late.
I think you're very low as well.
Yeah, I was mostly just turning in too late, but... You can get that plane, like this plane that I'm gonna get on the way back here. You can get him to come down the first time I was going through that, but...
Yeah, you can get him to come down and you can kill him immediately, and the game expects you to just, like, see him, fly after him, and, like, do, like, 5 laps or something ridiculous to catch up to him, but...
Yeah, normally that plane takes forever, but I used the
There's a good
backup
backup.
strat.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
backup's still much faster than doing it intended. And now for the best room in the entire game.
This room gives me nightmares because I lost a record to missing a gem in this room.
Sure. There's that.
Got everything? Okay. I don't want to re-enter this level.
GG.
Alright. Yeah. That's Spyro 120%.
Spyro the Dragon, you've defeated Dynasty Gnorc,
Not the greatest run. We had some
dragons and recovered every
weird
treasure
stuff
of the
happen,
kingdom.
like missing a gem and pressing select button 20 times, but it was alright. I got pretty much all the tough stuff.
It was 127.54, give or take a second.
Yeah.
You know what they
Nice.
say. For every
Not
good battle,
bad.
You need a good adversary. And I felt that Nasty, in spite of his
Got anything you want to say before we switch over to the next game?
Uh-oh. Here we
Well,
go
what's my
again.
channel?
For having us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on this Degen dash. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And great commentary. Thank you, Beto. But yeah, you can probably head over to the next guy. I'm like spaced out right now.
Alright,
But yeah,
man.
thanks a lot for having us.
No problem.